There is still this competitive nature from buyers.
Phil, thanks for joining us for the latest market update. We are now in July 2025,
Yep.
so over halfway through 2025 already, believe it or not. Doing things a bit differently this month. I'm asking the questions. I'm normally sat where you are, but we want to get a different perspective on things for this latest video. Straight into the update. Looking at Rightmove recent update, they've just reported a 0.3% drop in asking prices in the last month. That takes it down to just over £378,000 for the average asking price. Southern regions, they reported, actually had larger drops than that, but like you said, that's what we're seeing. Also, Nationwide came out very recently as well and reported prices fell by 0.8% last month, and they will generally be reporting on completed prices as well rather than asking prices. So that's how are you finding things in our local area?
Yeah, locally I think it's very much along the same trend. You know, it seems to be that it's very much a buyer's market, very competitive, and asking prices really are the pinnacle point. You know, if you can get that structure right from the outset, then you'll be fine. But there's definitely a greater level of demand from a stock point of view, and buyers have just got a lot of choice.
So there's a lot of competition out there, basically,
so.
and you're competing for buyers' interest, isn't it? And I think that's probably the best way. As much as those sort of numbers, you know, you could say, you know, they're all very small margins, and is it fair to say that always we see these month-to-month reports and they give slight changes, but is it fair to say that the market's quite stable at the moment? So it's a buyer's market, but it's stable.
There is stability there, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is that when you've got competition for properties, buyers can take their time a little bit more, they can be a little bit more selective, and not have to be under the pressure of making that decision straight away, which we saw in years previously. So the competitive edge for you as a seller is important, you know, and it doesn't just look down at the many factors of quality of finish within a property, location, proximity to schools and amenities. It's just setting yourself apart, but the distinction really comes down to how you fare from that pricing structure. We've seen it time and time again, and obviously the reporting behind the scenes is that education as well. That, you know, you can go to market at a certain level, but within a short period of time we are seeing them multiple reductions taking place. And that's just giving buyers that ability to take that little bit extra time, because they know that actually if the particular properties that are there now aren't necessarily ticking all of those boxes, they can afford to wait, because there's going to be another flurry of properties further down the line.
So basically, to summarise, pricing is so important, probably more important than ever at the moment, to vie for that interest. It's not obviously all doom and gloom. When you look at Rightmove's report as well, it's the busiest month on sales since March 2022, which is obviously post-pandemic, sort of the height of the market that we sort of refer to. Are you seeing that locally in our offices as well?
Yeah, we are, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is that, you know, when you've got results and sales coming in, you know, that supports the level of demand that is out there. Obviously the stock is helping. The more stock you've got breeds more buyers into that fold. And we know that mortgage rates and cheaper or more affordable lending opportunities are coming up as well. So that's hopefully going to return buyer confidence, which is then just going to bring more buyers in. Hopefully evening out that playing field a little bit, get competitive asking prices back to a stage where sellers can be a little bit more flirtatious along the way. But absolutely, you know, sales are massively up and massively important.
So it's fair to say, to summarise then, like I said, it's important to get the pricing right for your property, but then if you're placed in the right price and you get all the marketing correct in this marketplace, there's still huge opportunities to secure your buy, get your move done. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely it is. And I think one of the other things that we are experiencing is that there is still this competitive nature from buyers, and we have seen it probably a little bit more regularly this year than what we did over the last couple of years, where if you do have that right level of competitive edge for your home, you're going to get multiple interested parties, which could then result in multiple offers naturally driving figures up again.
Best sale price,
Sale price,
obviously.
yeah, absolutely.
And as ever, like we always say, if someone's wanting to seek our advice, wanting to book one of those market appraisals or just have a chat with us, how would they go about that?
So contact the local Ellis Winters branch. You'll speak to one of the experienced team members. They will go through the bare essentials in terms of what we need, what we're expecting, and then myself or one of the other valuers will come over, sit down, talk all through the options, and then take it from there.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Phil, for joining us.
No worries.
See you soon.
Thank you very much. Cheers.